Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use our Tumbler PSDs. So it may be that you bought a different mock-up, but each of our PSDs work in exactly the same way. So your background image may be different, but adding the design and changing the colors will always be the same. So the first thing you need to do once you've unzipped your PSD is open it up in Photoshop. You've got a few different ways you can do that. You can double click it, you can right click and open with Adobe Photoshop, or within Photoshop we can go File, Open, and then browse your computer and find that file and open it. Now the easiest way is just to double click it with while you have Photoshop open. And you also need to make sure you've got your layers panel showing over here on the right hand side. So your Photoshop may look a little bit different, but if it does, just come up to window here. You can uncheck anything from 3D to version history and just make sure you've got layers checked there. So once you've done that, your Photoshop should look like this. You should have a layer at the top that says artwork here, a layer here that says don't touch. That's just what does the mask and the effects and everything. And then we've built some standard colors here for you, and then a color picker at the bottom. So to change the colors, we can turn that color picker off, and you can just rotate by turning the little eye icons on and off, and you can change the pre-made colors like that. Okay, until you're happy. You can just rotate through those like that. Okay, and then this bottom one here, color picker, this is so that you can mess around with the colors and recreate your own colors if needed. And what we can do is just expand that folder there by clicking the arrow icon, and then this square icon here to the right of the little arrow that's pointing down, if we double click that, it will bring up the properties, and we've got these three slider bars here: hue, saturation and lightness. Now depending on the background image will depend on how much of these you need to use, but the hue basically will change your color. So as I slide it up and down, you can see it going through the different colors there. So get it to the kind of roughly the color you want, and then have a little play around with the saturation and lightness. Like I say, each one will be a little bit different. So the easiest thing to do is just have a little mess around with it, and it doesn't take long to come up with whatever color you want. Just have a little test around by using those sliders. Okay, once when you've finished, if you want to get rid of this properties window here, once you've finished, to give you a bit more room, you can just come up to window and uncheck properties again, and you'll be back to where you were before. Okay, so that's that. Then to add your own design, this layer here that says artwork here, in the top left hand corner of this thumbnail, we just double click and it opens up this tab. So it's just like when you're in your browser. We've got two tabs. Here's the main tab. We've opened up this tab, which is where we can add our design. So you need to switch off the placeholder design there, and then grab your design and add it in. So I have an example here. I'm just going to drag and drop. That's the easiest way to put it in. I'll show you the other way in a second. As soon as you drag and drop it, it's going to be in free transform, which means you get these little square handles at the corner, which you can grab, and you can resize the image. You can also grab and move the image around. Now this particular design fills the canvas completely, but some of your designs you can have transparent space around. So I'd recommend that you use these handles and you drag it out so your design fills this canvas area as much as possible. Once you're happy with the positioning, you just press return or enter, and then it's actually placed in there. And then we close this tab up here and we hit save, and then it actually adds that to our design there. So if I go back into it, I'll just show you the other way of doing it. If you don't want to, like, dragging and dropping your design in there is by far the easiest way, but we can also go file, place embedded, and then we can browse on our computer and we can find the image and then click open, and it will place that image in there. But like I say, just dragging and dropping is really the easiest way. So I'm going to close this again. Once you've added your design, okay, and you're ready to save it, all you do is, this is how I'd recommend you do it, is come File, Export, Save for Web Legacy, choose JPEG here if it's on PNG, and then make sure you turn the quality up here. Just click this little drop down arrow, and then you get a slider there, and you can turn the quality up to 100%. Then hit save, and then you can name your file, and you can browse on your folders on your computer, and you can go ahead and save that image. I'm just going to hit cancel instead of save for now. I don't want to save it. And what I would do, if you when you finished using the PSD and you want to close it, if you hit the little tab up here, what I recommend you always hit is don't save. Let's say you've put a design in here and you hit save. What will happen is when you open your PSD, the design will have saved in there. And you can put multiple designs in this smart layer where you add the design as well. So if you keep putting designs in and you close it and hit save, your PSD is going to get bigger and bigger. So if we hit don't save, the next time you open the PSD is always going to be the same as the first time you opened it. So I'm just going to open it up and it's right back to how it started. Okay, if you have any problems, let us know on our support desk. Another thing you can do, if you wanted to save your JPEGs, you can turn this don't touch layer off here. This will turn the design off, and if you want to just go and save these out as JPEGs, you can do that without a design on at all. Entirely up to you. I'm not sure how you want to use the PSDs, but there's an option for you there as well. Okay, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye for now.